What is up, podcast, and welcome to the Raised Flays Podcast Network. We have another amazing show for you today, as always. My next guest, I met her and her wonderful mother at the Brea Farmers Market here locally. She was selling some fresh fruits and vegetables. And then after talking to these wonderful ladies, I come to find out that these are actually grown locally here in Southern California. And I was just blown away. So, guys, please help me welcome my guest, Miss Lara. What's up, Lara?
Hi, Ray. How are you? Thanks for having me today.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Yes. So this stuff is, this is all grown. I mean, the lemons that let me show the guest on the screen here what these lemons look like. First of all, these are some of the most freshly picked, grown lemons thrown into this all handpicked, probably by Lara herself, right?
Yeah, a lot of them are actually. I'm kind of picky about aesthetics, so yeah. I get them. I pick the pretty ones.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that's the kind of stuff that you guys grow out on the farm. Where is this place at?
It's a tiny little town. I usually tell people we're on the road to Julian because most people have heard of Julian, at least. And it's called Palma Valley, spelled Pauma. And a population just under 800 people. We're near Harrah's Resort Casino near Pala. And it's just, kind of in the middle of nowhere. We're surrounded by wholesale nurseries and a lot of agriculture. And the reason for that is because it's kind of the perfect, I guess you could say, ecological biome, if you want to use a scientific phrase. We get this amazing moisture wind tunnel in from the coast. And so we have this little bit of elevation at 1,800 feet. And so we get all this moisture funneled in with just the right tunnel of the way the hills are formed. And so it's, even though it's 45 minutes inland, we don't suffer with these really dry temperatures, high temperatures for being so far inland. And so it's kind of the perfect temperatures for growing things. And so a lot of the nurseries that most people shop at, we provide, the locals provide plants and fruits and vegetables for those nurseries and for those markets. And so I fortunately get to be one of those growers. And then we grow oranges and we grow Valencia oranges, Eureka lemons, ruby red grapefruit, Oro Blanco grapefruit, and avocados.
Wow. Oranges, lemons, grapefruit, everything. And you guys actually provide plants to all the nurseries in the area as well.
So our particular farm doesn't, but all around me, my neighbors do. So for example, Home Depot, Rogers Gardens, Aces Hardware. Armstrong, we're
not talking about small nursery. We're talking about the big guys.
The massive wholesale nurseries provide to those big retailers.
Wow. Holy moly.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Most people don't know about our little town, but yeah, we're here.
Well, it sounds amazing because, like you said, as you said, ecological biome that you got going on there. That it's a perfect place to grow these plants. Like especially here in California, where it's mostly a desert area, mostly dry. You found this place more. It's more south. It's towards San Diego, by the way. If nobody knows this area, there's these small casinos here and there. There's this nice. I've driven through this area. There's more farmlands and different. I remember seeing like ostriches out there. Lara says there wasn't them. It's possible.
There probably are. Yeah, there could be. And there's llamas. I mean, there's so much open space. You could have you could have elephants if you wanted to. There's a lot of space there. But yeah, I mean, everyone talks about how overcrowded California is, but it doesn't take much driving to find out how much open space there is.
No, that place especially, it's wide open. You can drive for days if you wanted to take a drive out there, the Palma area. And like I said, the Harrah's casinos around there as well. And it's just a great place. Let's show the listeners what your the place looks like, the actual little house, like the homestead kind of thing here, right? Look at this.
Yes. So, my husband and I have a couple different businesses. Farming is, not super lucrative. It's just, it's one of the many businesses we have to do to kind of stay afloat. So we do events on the property, weddings, parties, things like that. And so we also manage Airbnbs. And I'm an interior designer by trade. My husband does construction. We do that together all over Southern California. And we have Airbnbs that we manage, but we also just finished building this little cottage farm stay at the top of our property. And I can send you the link for that, Ray, if that would be easier. I think actually it's in the bio of this.
In the bio right here?
I think it's in the bio. Yeah, that's
the Airbnb.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. And this is just one of the businesses. So you Airbnb, this is on top of your property?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Look at this.
And the thing that I'm really passionate. Well, I have a lot of things I'm passionate about, as I'm sure you can imagine, but awesome. The thing I feel like, because I came from suburbia, we a year and a half ago, my husband and I sold everything and felt like we were in suburbia. We wanted to get away from the rat race. We were hearing airplanes, we were in pollution, and it just wasn't working. Where were you guys living for us. We were in Orange County.
Oh, in Orange County, okay.
Yeah. And I love Orange County. We're from Orange County originally. And I feel like, it's hard for a lot of people to it's like quicksand, you get out, you want to get out of it, but it kind of keeps pulling you down. And nature is so, you know what that's like.
You can't get out of the concrete jungle. That's what happens.
It just sucks you in. And I feel like people need to just get away. And so we created this place for people to come and get dirt under their fingernails and feel the breezes and, pick oranges. And I tell people when they come to the cottage, here's a bag, go out and pick as much as you want, and here's a juicer, juice the juice and enjoy. And no joke, people will call me ahead of time before they're driving up to the cottage and they're like, well, what is there to do? What kinds of things can we do? I'm like, well,
that was going to be my exact question. Like, what do you do out there? Because some folks were like, where's the PlayStation?
That's
where's
right.
the table hookup?
Where's the golf course?
Yeah. Where's the golf course? Exactly. We want to spend the whole day at the golf course.
Exactly. And I laugh.
Entirely.
I laugh about that because I have created a huge guidebook with all the things you can do. There's a guidebook.
Awesome.
But honestly, the minute people walk up onto that deck with that Chinaberry tree, over them, I no joke, had a guest tell me she lay down on the sofa and her eyes rolled back into the back of her head and she fell asleep. And she just felt like she just...
just this atmosphere.
Yeah.
What were you guys into? You guys, you have multiple businesses, like you said. We're going to get into it here. You're an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur on steroids. I know that from just talking to you. But what were you guys into when you were living in the suburbs? What were some of the businesses that you guys, like your husband Skip, and you were doing at the time that was just like so much?
Yeah. So he was in full-time ministry. My husband was a pastor.
Nice.
He was actually a missions pastor. So what we did was he built schools all over the world for underprivileged, underserved populations.
Beautiful.
And I was an interior designer, and my husband's side gig to ministry was in construction. And so he quit ministry after 30 years, retired from it, really more like
30 years of ministry. Amen. That's awesome.
Yeah, a long time. And then he went from that to making construction his full-time thing. So
wow. So that's almost, that is he must have loved ministry, right? Being a pastor.
Absolutely. It's a calling, it's a calling, we believe, for everybody, but it was a calling for him, of course. And, it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And, we flipped homes for that entire 30 years to, make ends meet, because, you don't go into ministry for the money.
Right. Well, it's like, it's almost like, and tell me if I'm crazy here, but most people, they live their lives, we're doing the grind day in, day out, trying to hustle, trying to make money for the kids. And then at the end of your life, hopefully, depending on where your heart's at, you might say, well, I want to give back, or I want to give back to the world and serve in ministry, or serve any way I can to the world. Your husband almost, for me, it's like a dream life. He lived like serving first, and now he's into it's almost like he did things backwards, which is super cool.
That's awesome that you say that. And you're not the first person to say that, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of people have said that exact thing. And I think it's probably because we didn't grow up in families that went to church. Neither of it. We both come from pretty messed up families. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So we both started going to church as young adults. That's where we met. And
this is a Christian church, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Non-denominational Christian church.
Cool.
And so I guess we just took it really seriously. I guess you could say we didn't take it for granted. And we thought, well, that's what you're supposed to do if you take it seriously. You're not supposed to just take it for granted. So that's why we went into ministry. So
do you think that happens though? Like if you grow up in the church, you just take it for granted. This is what you do. You go to church, you show up at 8:00 or 10:00 or on a Wednesday night for the crazy Christians that we are. But if you've never come from that place and you go into a church where they are there on Wednesday, they are there on Sunday, but hey, they're even serving on Mondays with the women's ministry or whatever not. And hey, they're jumping out to Ensenada for a weekend or something like that to help with the orphans. You kind of immerse yourself in that thing because it's like something you've never experienced before. Is that the kind of feeling you guys got?
Yeah, definitely. I think that, you experience it radically for the first time, and you don't want to live any other way. You don't want to live any differently. You don't want to live certainly the way you were brought up. Between the two of us, we have 11 divorces between our two sets of parents.
Wow.
And so we wanted to live completely differently from.
Well, you're saying 11, like each parent like maybe did like 5 and 5 or something like that, some odd number like that.
4 from my dad, 2 from my mom, 3 from his dad, 2 from his mom.
Oh wow. Yeah. And it's just like becomes like a pattern almost, right?
Yeah. So we wanted to break that chain, and we wanted to be different and raise our children differently. And it's not that we were perfect. That's not that we figured it out. But
Sure.
Here we are 30 years later, and trying to, with God's help, be different,
Amen. Well, you totally are. I mean, when me and my wife met you, we totally hit it off. Like we didn't even know what to say to you guys.
That crazy lady that started crying right in front of you.
The same way, though. It was when you guys, this for my listeners, when you guys meet Laura and her mom, they are the most fabulous, wonderful people you'll ever meet. And this is meeting them for the first time, and just like when you just get that vibe from you guys. And so I knew it was like, I gotta talk to this lady. It's like, we gotta sit down and talk. And here we are. That's why we're here.
Thank you, Ray. You're
amazing.
So sweet. Yeah. So basically, a year ago. So essentially, we knew my mom would be getting a diagnosis soon because Alzheimer's runs in my family, and we needed to care for her.
So your mom was. So just to go back and be clear, your mom got diagnosed with dementia? Alzheimer's.
Dementia. I mean, they say it's not Alzheimer's until they die. They can't confirm it, but it runs in my family. Okay. And so we knew it was coming. It's exactly almost to the line of how it went down with my grandmother. Just same year of life, everything. Yeah. And
what is that? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. What is it like early stages? There's a lot of listeners here, including myself, but like a lot of us have parents that are aging. What are the early signs you would say when what's your mom's name, by the way?
My mom's Lynn.
Lynn. When in the beginning, like when you started recognizing like telltale signs, like for people that are out there that have older parents, what are some of the telltale signs, like things are starting to go dementia style?
Well, the short term, maybe they're asking the same question 5 minutes later. And people will tell you that is not a sign of dementia. But I disagree.
Why would they? Why would
disagree.
they? If they're not remembering what they just said, isn't that a
Yeah.
huge sign that they?
They'll tell you all kinds of things. I mean, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert, so
Yeah.
but I started noticing things that were not normal. Like, for example, my mom and I were big cooks. We would make one of those beautiful Australian desserts, pavlova. Have you ever made a pavlova?
No, this sounds wonderful. This sounds like a
Google
whole
it.
category.
It's insanity. It's a gorgeous, fluffy meringue,
Oh,
piled high with whipped cream, piled high with fresh strawberries and blueberries, and then you sprinkle it all with powdered sugar. And it's just this sumptuous dessert. And we would make it every year for Easter or Sunday. It was just our favorite thing. And one year I went, Mom, it's time. We're going to make our pavlova. She looked at me like she'd never even heard of it. And that was my first sign that, oh crap,
that's a telltale sign.
Yeah,
because
it was our thing.
Yeah, it's your thing, and it's something that your family knows. Like it's the thing. Like
especially food, because my mom and I, that's our thing. You know, that's our language. We talk about food. Everything was food with my mom and I. My grandpa was from Milan, and he did all the cooking in the household. My mom's dad, and so that was how we interacted in the kitchen, was over food. And so for her to forget even just basic things around the kitchen, it's just been kind of rips your heart out a little bit,
Sure.
But I'm so honored that I get to care for her, and we have her here at the farm, and she loves being outside with the oranges. She helps me pick the grapefruit. It's kind of adorable,
well, it says that on your website that some part of this project was, in a sense, to take care of your parents. Tell me about that. How does it help you to take care of Lynn and your parents?
Yeah, well, our parents, they're all divorced, and yet they all get along weirdly. And so
good.
We invited them to come live with us on the property, and some of them have money to build a place, and some of them don't. So we're scrapping stuff together, trying to make places for them to live. And
so they all live on the property?
So my mom does, and Skip's mom does.
Wow.
And Skip's dad and stepmom, we are going to be finishing out the barn for them, hopefully by the end of the year.
So this is a big enough place where they can actually build their little home and live right there on the lot?
That's the dream, yeah.
Holy moly. Talk about helping. That's awesome.
I think that we had always known that at some point we would probably be the ones to be the caregivers, because there wasn't enough there for them to have long-term support. And we also have other family members that don't have spouses. And so they're all coming to stay with us here as well. So we can care for one another as we get older.
Don't forget a little corner for Ray over there. Me and my wife.
I know, right? But you can't call it commune, because then that gets a little weird.
Oh yeah, you don't want to make it a cult or anything like that. But when I get there, I'm going to call it cult. Like on the door, I might have to put the word cult just to freak people out. I don't Nobody will go there. It'll be just a scary part in the corner of the farm. Probably. Don't go over there. Stay to the right.
He'll be over there with his flags.
Yeah, it'll be like Goonies or something. Stay to the right. The ogre's over there. The crazy guy. Oh man, that's freaking awesome though. It's a place. It just looks like a beautiful place. It's got a beautiful farm area, lemons, trees, oranges, a homestead, and then when you get there, the whole vibe, I'm sure the breeze coming through the trees and just being away from the city without the cars and the sounds of airplanes flying over you every second probably takes you into another place, right?
It does. It's pretty magical. And I do think that it's very restorative. In fact, one of the things that kind of blew us away when we pulled up in front of the property was the plaque over the property. It was called Stillwater's Ranch, and it said, "He restoreth my soul," over the driveway. And I do think it's very just healing. It's a place to come and be. And it's not like anything I've ever seen in Southern California. And I know everyone thinks their ranch is the best ranch, but I just feel like it's pretty special. And I think I shared with you that, my mom and I lived in Spain when I was a little girl, and I have such a thing for Spain, and we spread my dad's ashes in Spain, and it's a special place for me. And I do hope to get to spend more time there. I've gone there a lot, over the years, and my son's actually there right now with some friends, but we're probably not going to be able to live there again. It's just not going to be feasible.
So you grew up in Spain. So from the time you were a baby till what age?
Till about 10.
It's about 10 years old. Wow. So what was that like growing up in Spain? What part?
We lived about 40 kilometers south of Barcelona, and I went to school there, and it was dreamy. It was pretty amazing.
That's awesome. And you talk about the original plan was to go back to Spain, to live back in Spain. What prevented you besides, the million of other, what prevented you from getting back to Spain?
Just life happens, we're in school, then we're in graduate school, then we have kids. It's just, life happens, and the kids are in school, and no real reason other than just life happens.
Exactly. And you have two kids, Madeline's your daughter, and I think Bear is your son.
That's right. Yeah.
Beautiful.
They're 26 and 24 now.
Madeline is 26.
Yeah.
And Bear is 24. What do they think about the farm there?
They love it. And, it's kind of cool because our daughter works at a nearby winery.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's kind of killer.
Oh, by the way, there's a lot of wineries out there. I don't think we mentioned that. We probably should have mentioned that in the beginning. That'll get a lot of people over there.
And what's actually even cooler is we met with a local viniculturist over at Wilson Creek, and he said that Palma is about to go off in terms of being the next Napa.
No way.
Yeah, so I have it on good authority.
I can see it though, because you guys kind of have the same kind of weather-ish, and and things can grow well there.
The rolling hills. And I agree with you. The weather, and it's just really kind of undiscovered, I think.
And to me, it's a much beautifuler drive. I've driven through Napa. It's beautiful because you see the green. But Palma could be like that too. Once they start growing more grapes out there. Totally. But the killer windy roads, the side roads that they have out there in Palma, those things are, I think, going to be the best. And it's not having to go all the way up 8 hours up into Northern California.
Right.
Everything's here in Southern California.
And they have fires. Yeah, that's right.
Too far. And then the worst part is if you end up in Sacramento, then you're really screwed because there ain't nothing to eat in Sacramento. Oops, sorry about that, Sacramento.
I'm sorry, Sacramento. I know it's a little hot there too, right?
My brother lives up there, man. It's a great place to live. He has a beautiful home with his partner there. But man, if you want to try to go out into downtown and try to get something to eat, you better go to the hot dog joint or something. I don't know. They don't really have much.
Oh, that's brutal.
Sorry, Sacramento. I didn't mean that. I take it back, Sacramento. Please don't stop me.
Little dig.
Yeah, don't stop me from driving up there to Sacramento when I have to go by. Man, it's crazy, man. But this is some of the things that you grow there are amazingly fresh: avocados, lemons, oranges. But besides selling the fruit, also the website I want to show you guys as well too is the Quixote website itself, where you actually sell vintage home goods. Is that correct?
Yeah, we've traveled quite a bit, so I wish I had more stuff on there, but we obviously sell our
the main thing right here, the avocados.
Yeah, box of avos, gotta have that.
That's awesome.
And we also create. I don't know if you see the marmalade on there. That stuff is sold out a couple times because it's really good marmalade.
Is it on the website?
It is.
Let me see.
Keep scrolling. It's on there.
You got soap? Are you guys making the soap?
I don't make the soap. I import that from Marseille.
Is that in France?
Yes.
Beautiful.
My husband's family is from Marseille.
Oh, beautiful.
Really good lemon vinaigrette. That's great for marinating.
Ooh, I need to get some of that right there.
It's tasty. And the marmalade's just insanity. The
orange vinaigrette Bombay. What's this do?
Also a vinaigrette.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the syrup.
And then the stuff that we have brought back from our travels. Our honey is amazing. Our bees work really hard for that.
You guys got some bees there on the farm?
We have bees.
No
We have
way. I got to
bees.
see that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's crazy. So you're getting fresh honey off the farm,
we are.
marmalade. Oh my goodness. You're putting this on toast and stuff like that.
Tons of marmalade on the toast, and if you warm it up and put it over a little crispy duck, it's pretty fantastic.
A crispy what? Duck?
Crispy duck.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, it's
That's a whole nother
fantastic.
level right there.
Yeah.
And then you sell all these little things. All these things are imported from your travels in different countries?
From our travels or just from local places as well. Yeah.
Wow. This is awesome.
Kind
I
of
need
fun.
this carpet right here, man.
Isn't that insane?
When you get
that's
this carpet,
that's from the 70s.
Oh, that's
some
from
of the stuff
70s.
is stuff that we brought back from Spain. Some of it's stuff that we brought back from our travels to Mexico in the 80s. I mean, it's just really just a lot of it's just stuff we've had for years. We collected a lot.
Wow.
And I have probably a whole other storage unit that I need to load up on the website as well.
No way. So you have a lot of things, even paintings.
Mm-hmm. Paintings.
Crazy. Look at this dough roller. It makes tortillas out of this right here. I use this right
Yeah, that's right. That's from India.
Is it India?
Yeah. We've spent a lot of time in India. So yeah.
Is that for rolling out like naan? Do you know?
Yeah, it's for naan or chapati. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, chapati dough roller. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's awesome. So you guys saw all this stuff on the website there, quixotehome.com. I like what you said here in the story. We purchased this farm as a way to take care of our parents, children, and hopefully our future children. And then, that part, but where's the part right here about Coyote? Oh, Cervantes, because the Don Quixote novel. So it was like,
Don Quixote. Yeah.
Don Quixote. Yeah.
It's a huge book. It was written in the 1500s or the 1600s, and it was one of the earliest novels ever in the history of Earth, basically.
Wow.
And he was a character that read a lot, and almost to the point of ridiculousness. And it went to his head. And the thing that I love about his character, though, is he had a huge fascination with like nobility, and in particular knights. And he actually created this kind of persona within himself, so that to the point that he decided to go traipsing around Spain, pretending he was a knight. But he wasn't really pretending. He really believed that he was a knight, and he had his little sidekick Sancho. And he went around Spain trying to create adventures for himself, but it was really more mishaps. And But what I love about his character, and he really was kind of viewed as nuts by most everyone. But what I loved about him was he would see people, and he wouldn't see two, prostitutes on the corner. He saw two princesses in front of a castle. And that's kind of like how I want to see people. I want to see not how they are, but how they could be, or who they are in eternity. I feel like that's how the Creator sees us, as not as who we are as these temporal beings on this plane, but who we are in eternity, because we're eternal beings. Every human is, and we can't just see each other as just, what we see on the outside, but as our eternal selves. And the Creator sees much more than what is on the outside.
I love that. I love what you just said. And you guys live that 100%. Like, that's how you and Lynn live. I can see it, because when we met you're, I don't know how to explain it, but your mom has this gift. Like, she can look through you, like not as the physical person. Maybe I'm crazy. I mean, you guys might want to cancel my show.
You're right. My mom is absolutely that person.
But she sees your soul. She doesn't see your physicality. She looks into your soul when you're looking. It's a crazy thing.
Through you, doesn't it? My mom is amazing. Yeah.
It's a trip.
Thank you, Ray.
Yeah. So you guys are living that. You're seeing people as their internal self, and what they are as a soul. It's kind of interesting the way you guys look at that, and that comes from, I don't know, upbringing. It comes from your influenced by Cervantes novels. How big of an influence? Because the background is in Spain. Is that kind of a well known or well thought of book there in Spain when growing up?
It's a pretty famous novel. A lot of people haven't read it because it's ridiculously long. It's stupidly long. It's kind of like people don't read War and Peace because it's so long,
Yeah,
but
but it was
everyone's
a
heard
huge
of
book,
it.
like in the '60s. Like, I mean, all the hippies read. Like, I remember I read it because I was getting into all the '60s stuff, and we were reading that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great book. I've read it once, and I can't say that it was like transformative, but it was very endearing. So I think that, I think most Spaniards would say that they have a high opinion of Quixote's character in the sense that, he's endearing in that sense, but they have no illusions. They all think he's nuts. So I think that's why a lot of our family members, when we went and did this, or maybe not our family, but our friends, when we went and bought this ranch, definitely thought we were crazy, because it is kind of crazy to sell everything and do something like this. I mean, we were living a pretty good life, living not far from the beach, and we quit our jobs and we moved out here, like there's nobody here really. And so like my friends are like, well, what about all your friends? I'm like, bye.
Well,
See you later.
To give an example, let's just show what we're looking at here. So you roll up and, it's kind of like, this is the vision, but this is how it really looks in the beginning, like that. So
yeah, that is exactly right. Right.
So your friends see this and they're like, what the hell are you doing? Right.
We literally shared with them some great emotional stories, and we had a few people like they just stared at us and it was like crickets. And they did, and that's okay though, I mean, they don't have to get it. Not everyone's going to get, that's the thing with passion. There's going to be people that just don't get it. And you just love them, and you just go like this and you kick the dust off your feet and you keep going. Because if you have a passion in your heart for something and you have a vision for something, that's not a mistake. I believe that everything that you have in your heart for a passion, that's given to you for a reason. And it's not like a crazy thought. It's actually put in there for a purpose. And not everyone's going to understand it, and that's probably in a way, it's a good thing because it just makes you strive harder. Right.
And if it was something that everybody got, then everybody would be doing it, but they're not. You're doing it.
They're not.
It's
you
awesome.
Are.
It's a great. I'm glad you said that about passion, because we all have a passion for something. I have a passion for podcasts. People are like, why the heck are you doing podcast? It doesn't make you any money, blah blah. You're talking to all these people. It's a passion. That's what I love to do. And by the way, the show is about passion. So I get people on here that actually talk about passion. So this is freaking bomb. I love the show.
It's amazing. Yeah. Passion. Yeah. Passion incites passion, and it lights fires within other people. It's great what you're doing, Ray.
Oh, it's awesome. Thank you so much, man. Is there anything you want to promote besides the website, besides the Airbnb, that you can actually, you guys saw the website, you can actually get that on the website there. What is it? Airbnb.com, room 681372039293. You can find it on their bio in the Instagram. You can find out where they're.
Just have them go to Quixote Home on Instagram, and that'll have everything on there.
Perfect. The Quixote Home.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That'll be the most helpful. And that would be it. Just, say a prayer for us that we don't lose our minds completely.
No, what we will. The thing about it is, to bring it all back home, I think the way you guys look at life is different. The way that you guys look at people is different. The way you guys look at projects is different. And other people looking at it from the outside would be like, those guys are freaking Don Quixote crazy. But look at the success, look at your entrepreneurial skills. You've done it over and over again, whether it's not for money, not for success, whether it's ministry, whether it's a homestead, whether it's farming, whether it's selling a merchandise from your many travels around the world. It's not like it's not structured. It's not like it's not successful. It's not like it's killerly clean. Like most business people would look at this with gaga eyes. This is amazing, but you're doing it in your own way. And it's all that Don Quixote way.
Thank you, Ray. You're so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate the encouragement. That means a lot.
No,
and it was so awesome meeting you at the farmer's market. That was really cool.
Oh man, it was a pleasure meeting you and your mom. I can't wait to meet Skip and the kids. We'll get out there. Me and my wife.
When are you coming? You guys need to get out here.
We'll get out there. We're going to jump on the website and book a date for us to get out there. Then I'm going to ask you, what do we do out here?
Nothing. That's the point. Nothing.
That's the best part. If I can do nothing, that would be dreamy, because I have 3 kids, right? And it's always something. Man, Laura, thank you so much for your time. If there's anything we can do, and hopefully you'll come back, but if there's anything else we can do for you in the future, please just hit me up.
Thanks for having me, Ray. I appreciate it.
Cool, my girl. Love you guys. Say hi to the family for you. Say hi to mom. And we will see you soon.
Take it easy.
Thank you so much.